Today we'll be mapping an old UA implementation into Google Analytics 4. I've already imported the tag container that I wish to migrate, and I can see a list of the tag names that have imported. Some of them are third-party pixels like LinkedIn and Kickfire, so I can skip those, but all of the events that I wish to migrate to GA4, I can find the equivalent event in Apollo. So I can do a search for the Apollo event name, and I can skip the ones that I don't want to migrate. And for anything that I do want to bring over, I can continue selecting Apollo events. I can go to the bottom of the list, and now I've selected all of the events that have a corresponding Apollo event. And then I can choose whether I want to use the existing trigger for these events that already exists in GTM, or if I want to potentially create a new trigger from a new data layer implementation. So for the ones that I've selected where a trigger is available, I can select the trigger from the menu here. So I've configured all of my events to map into Apollo to use existing triggers that already take place. So I don't need to adjust my data layer, and I can get over to GA4. So once I've completed this step, I can look at my tag attributes. On each event, I can configure tag attributes. And if I want items to map into particular custom dimensions that might already exist, or if I want to map, for example, my event action category and label, I can map those as well on each item. So once I complete my mappings, I choose all mappings complete, save and finish. And then I've imported my implementation, and I'm ready to publish this into GA4. So I can hit deploy. I'll create a new build. And I'm preparing to publish into GA4. I'll send this first to my staging environment, and I'll publish to my tag manager and my data layer docs. It looks like my deploy processed. So here I have links to the tag manager and links to my data layer docs. And I've opened the tag manager in another window, and I'm looking at the version changes, and I can see that Apollo's created a configuration tag for GA4. And we also have events for all of those items that we mapped. For example, the form started event contains the same triggering mechanism that we previously used without any data layer updates, but is going to make it into GA4 rather than universal analytics. So once I publish these changes, I'm able to get them correctly into GA4, and then I'm ready to go.